Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and the following video is going to be of me playing in some incredibly soft games of poker in various PPP poker clubs. I work as an affiliate with an incredibly well-connected, long-standing agent, and the reason for my doing that is A, to have a profitable affiliate business for myself, but B, and this bit is important because if I don't do this my business doesn't work, is to help you guys get into the very best games that can be found in all of the app clubs, whether it's PPP Poker, UPoker, Poker Bros, etc. All these clubs are unregulated, so they do carry a greater degree of risk, but this is more than mitigated by the ridiculous game quality that can be found very easily in these clubs if you just take even the slightest bit of time to game select properly. As you'll see in the video that's going to follow this short intro, whether I win or lose, the games truly are amazing. There's loose passive players galore, and the occasional maniac pops up just to make things more interesting and more high variance. But yeah, overall you'll see, just look at the stats in the video. Even if you don't watch the whole thing, just pause the video, look at the stats at all the tables, and sure you agree the games do look amazing and they do play amazing too. If you're a winning, break even, or even a small losing player on a mainstream site, it's very unlikely you'll be a losing player on these sites. I mean, if you're a winning player on somewhere like PokerSites or Party Poker, you'll crush these sites. If you're breaking even, you'll win nicely. If you're a losing player, then maybe you'll become break even or better. It's so many players have come to me and been losing players and are now like decent winning players, pulling money off poker regularly for the first time in their entire poker career, if you will. So yeah, even if you are a consistent losing player, the rate at which you will lose in these clubs, if you do lose at all, will be significantly slower than the rate you lose at on the mainstream sites where there's lots more like very good players kicking around. And therefore that'll like give you more game time per dollar spent than you would get playing on, say, 25 Zoom or something, where you could put $50 on, lose it in half an hour. You put $50 on one of these clubs and it's very likely you could stretch it out for a long time and probably even spin it up a decent number with like a decent frequency. So yeah, after watching the video, why not just take a couple of minutes to get in touch with me. All my contact methods are like listed beneath the video, and just give yourself a chance to take a look at the games, put yourself in a position to maybe become a winning player or slightly less of a losing player, and just enjoy your poker experience a lot more. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, you know how to get in touch with me if you, after watching the video, you would like to talk to me some more about getting involved in these games. Enjoy the video, everybody. So here we go. We have a 100NL Aussie dollars table here, 100NL Aussie dollars table here, and a 100NL US dollar table here, played in Filipino peso or whatever it's called, peso, not sure. Got some good tables, can't argue. Blue tags are like loose players, pink tags are super loose players, red tags are tight players. The red tags aren't necessarily indication that I think someone's good, it's just that their stats tell me that they play relatively tightly. So yeah, just because you see a red tag doesn't necessarily mean he's a good player, just means he's a tight player. Orange is exactly this type of player, like your super weak tight player. So hopefully we can get involved in some fun spots and create some entertaining content whilst demonstrating some softer, higher stakes games than I usually play. It's very rare I make videos playing as high as 100NL. I've just started taking some shots in these games. I've been having some decent success lately. I'm on something of a heater, playing well, running well in super soft games. It's a good combination, and I've made a lot of money. Well, a lot of money relative to what I usually make recently. So it seemed like a good a time as any to try and take a shot at some higher stakes games. I'm going to be squeezing with these nines here on this middle table. Yeah, definitely need to squeeze now. We need to make it pretty big. There's a lot of money already in the pot, so we're going to make this pretty damn big. And I don't think we're going to be folding. I think nine's probably ahead of these guys' ranges. I guess they could be flat in tens and jacks sometimes. If they are, then they're going to get royally rewarded. Wow, this guy just flats. Just flats. Then we get as good a flop as we could pretty much hope for. I mean, I guess we just jam. I don't know, but it feels like we just jam. Not going to get much of a better flop than this for 2 nines in a massive squeezed pot. We get the fold through and we are ahead. Do we stay ahead? That is the question. Yes, we do. Happy days. Beautiful. Nice start to the video. I've just had to put the fucking heating on in my house, by the way. It is currently the 29th of June and I have had to put the heating on in my house because it is not warm. In fact, I'd go as far as say it's almost cold. King 10 here. Don't really want to squeeze with these stack sizes behind, like 40 blinds, 50 blinds, but hand's too strong to fold really, so we're going to flat, and we're going to miss, and we're going to check, and we're going to fold, I guess. Nice to late in the passive guy's limp here. Getting a truly terrible flop in a multi-way pot, and not intended to put any more money in here unless we find the red 8 on the turn. We do not find the red 8 on the turn, so we are done. Jack 5. The limp call with the Jack 5 off. Nice. Nice. We like it. Does this guy get orange or red? I guess we go with orange for now. We like to see the blue tag taking a lot of chips from the orange tag. That is, when I'm not in a pot, that is always the type of activity I enjoy witnessing. I don't have any tables on the side currently. I perhaps should think about getting one in case we lose one of these tables. Because I don't intend sticking around when they go bad. And they do go bad eventually. The fish boats, they get replaced by regulars, and then we just go and find some new tables and start all over again. None of them are in danger of going bad anytime soon, but I think we probably need to have a fourth table on the side on my second monitor. Just in case. So let's see which club are we going to be looking in. I think we'll go over to the Asian club, I think. To the Filipino club. Get this out of the way. And what do we have going on? Nothing there, so we'll hopefully find a new 100 now table we can start. Or maybe even a 200 now, what do you reckon? No, there's a 100 now table there. We'll just pull that off to the side and try and get another one going. Just in case. Because you never know. You never know when you might need it, and it never hurts to have a fourth table anyway. 3 tables work nice for the video in terms of how it looks, But usually when I play on 4-tabling, this guy's very aggressive. Oh, it's not the same guy, is it? No, it's a different guy. And so the guy to my left previously had been doing a fair amount of 3-betting. $33 stack, so there's no version of us that's going to fold at any point in this hand. Just, no, well, I was going to say bet, but obviously not. Tassie is a player I'm familiar with. Played with him on Sky back in the day. Play with him here now. He's a really good player. Won't be looking to tangle with him unless we have something interesting. Certainly won't be getting out of line versus him. There's just no reason to be getting out of line versus the only other reg at the table. When you get a table as good as this one, there's just no reason to fuck around with the dynamic and get involved in reg wars. At least that's my style anyway. I don't bum hunt to then start getting pissing contests with regulars. See betting our backdoors here on table 2, but we took it down. We're sticking with the half-hour format for these videos. I'm hoping to make at least 2, possibly 3 videos this session. It's currently 11:15 on a Monday morning, so not typically a time where you'd expect to be able to find some very good poker games. But look at what we've managed to do. We've managed to find 3 very good poker games at 11:15 on a Monday morning in the UK. Absolutely delightful. Go with the ISO over on the Filipino table with the 8-7 versus the under the gun limp. Obviously we're going to be playing our ace-10 here. Do we want a 3-bet or just flat on the button? I think it's a little bit too weak to flat, so I think we'll go with the small squeeze. Obviously folding if this guy 4-bets, or folding to any 4-bet really, but more likely to fold to this guy's than this guy's. As it happens, we get called in 2 spots and we get pretty good flop. Do we want to c-bet here? I mean, I don't think these guys in these clubs are that into folding, to be honest, but we have like pretty strong draw. It would suck to get check raise because we'd probably have to fold, but I think it's just a decent enough c-bet spot. King, queen off, not defending versus the guy with a small 3-bet percentage. Sadly, this opponent takes a very disappointing line for us on the turn here by donking into us. And I think we just have an easy fold. Just disappointing. We didn't get to realise our equity there, but as it happens, we wouldn't have got there, so never mind. Odd line from him. But whatevs. So we have now been squeezed by our friend, but we're very deep. So we're going to, well, not very deep, but we're deeper than usual. We have a fish in the pot who's probably going to come along and give us some extra implied odds. Sadly, the fish does not come along, and now we're left heads up with the only other good player at the table. I think when he takes this line here, he can have some King X, Queen Queen, Jack Jack, etc. Call one and fold most rivers, I think. Thinking maybe sometimes like stabs diamonds on the turn if he picks them up, but probably isn't going to fry the river once I call. Goes for the pot size bet on the river. This is a little bit irritating because it makes me want to call more that he's made it this big. Ace Queen diamonds, Ace Jack diamonds. Don't think he uses his side with pocket aces, pocket kings. Sorry, with pocket aces. Doesn't use his side with pocket. So basically, it's like telling me he's got ace, king, king, queen, something like that. Wasn't in love with that situation, but didn't feel to me like he'd have too many value hands using that sizing. I mean, maybe that's fishy by me. I don't know. I'm definitely interested in hearing some comments on that. Definitely interested in hearing some comments. I'm not sure that's a good call long term on that river. It just felt like he's like the types of hands he would use with that sizing. Like very, very polarised. I don't think he just like, yeah. Didn't strike me as he'd have tons and tons of value combinations there, but you could definitely have a decent number of hands he's turning into a bluff. But yeah, definitely inviting comments on that one. I guess we just get it in here now with the kings and hope we're ahead. We are ahead. Now we just need to hope we stay there. And we do. Session is going good. First 100 now video in a while and it's going well. So that's pleasing. Hopefully a good advert for the games too, because let's be honest, the main reason to make these videos is to market my affiliate business. So hopefully it's providing some good advertisement for that, as well as proving to be quite good for my bankroll at the moment. Pick up the open ender and the Filipino table. And C-bet, of course, with our backdoors. I think we're going to probably barrel off here. Jack 9 gets there, but whatevs. I think these mono boards, we want to play them pretty passively. We missed with the 7-6, but I think we're going to go for it. And try and get some value here on the turn. And we get the 7-6 through 2. Good stuff. And we've been raised here with top pair. Good kicker on a very dynamic board. Do I think this line's a bluff very often? No. Do we beat much value? Maybe, but there's not many rivers we're going to like, and there's not many bet sizes we're going to enjoy calling, so we'll get out of the way. Regulars will be aggressive in some spots. It's where we made the call down with the pocket 8s, but weaker players, when they're showing aggression, usually it's just basically what it says on the tin. It's going to be a pretty strong hand. First in turn check raises with just one pair on boards like that. It's a line I'm going to overfold to until I have a reason to think that someone's trying to exploit me. Maybe if I think someone's watching my videos and then take spots against me that they wouldn't necessarily take against other people, but I'd need a bloody good reason to make that adjustment, because turn check raises are just pretty nutted most of the time. I mean, you could argue we're playing higher stakes now, so maybe people will be more aggressive, but the stats do not bear that out, so we can't be allowing ourselves to fall into that trap. If you saw these guys playing at 5-0 or 10-0 with these stats, you would respect the check raise. So you got to ignore the stakes and use the information that we're given by our heads-up display. We have a good shot here, but pot's small and we're not getting it anywhere near a good enough price. That is an absolutely minging flop for the 8-7 with just backdoors and a very short stack in the big blind. We're not going to be taking a c-bet here. If we just heads up with this guy, we'd be c-betting with a remarkably high frequency but multi-way. We've got a lot less interest in trying to c-bet. Can't help myself now though. Pick up the open ender. Can't help myself. It's not that we're going to get blown up a ton of equity if this guy check shoves on us. So I'm not going to worry too much about that happening. I think we can let the 4 deuce go. Don't think I'm going to be losing too much sleep over that. Fuck me, it's like fucking winter out there today. Not complaining though, because last week I was complaining on video that it was way too hot, and if we're going to have extreme weather conditions, well not extreme, but if we're going to have like varying weather conditions, I'd much rather choose colder weather than hot weather. And I like, if I could have my ideal weather, I think we'd be up at like late spring in the UK weather, you know, like 15, 16 degrees with the sun out. Bang, I'm all over that. Maybe even up to 18 degrees with the sun out. Not interested in it being 27 degrees or higher. Not that interested in it being like fucking, you know, below freezing either. But if I had the choice between like it being below freezing every day or being 30 degrees every day, then we'd be having the heating on in our house most of the time. We wouldn't be choosing the hot stuff. Number one, because I don't like it. It's not good for us fat lads to be out in the sun too long. And number two, when it's red outside, there's people play online poker. So, yeah. It's a shame global warming is actually... Why can't it be called global chilling? And everything just gets a bit colder and people stay indoors more and gamble. Nobody has joined our off-camera table yet, which is disappointing. But as we said earlier in the video, it is Monday morning, and to be fair, it's nice to just have 3 good tables on a Monday morning. If it takes a while for a 4th one to get started or what have you, then it's something I'll cope with. Just a little bit worried about this table perhaps going off a little bit. I mean, there isn't a good player at the table, except this guy, of course, but I mean, still, I don't really join these clubs to play against 19 and 21 VPIPs. Ace Queen here. Go with the squeeze, I guess. Fold into a 4-bet from this guy, obviously getting it in against this guy for the extra whatever it's going to cost us to get it in. It's going to really hurt if he jams. We're up in a pretty strong line. We squeezed pre with double barreled on ace XX. So if he were to jam, I think I'd have a very, very, very sad face. And I'm not sure what I would do. 100 blinds deep, it would have been trivial. We'd just have had to go with it. But given we started that hand like 150 blinds or more deep, yeah, it would have been an unpleasant spot to be in. Fortunately, he didn't decide to put any more chips in, which now means we had the best hand, which is disappointing because it means we didn't get as much value as we could have had, but we were spared the gut-wrenching decision of being jammed on, which would have made me deeply unhappy. So this guy's straddled. I think if we raise here, we kind of commit to call it off versus him, but hand's too strong to fold and we don't want to limp, so we will go with the raise and just sad face call if he piles on us. Instead we manage to find two guys who call, and we have second pair with a low SPR, and we don't have any choice but call here, I guess. And we are way ahead. Well, not way ahead, but we're ahead. Do we stay there? Boom. Beautiful. Couldn't be going more smoothly at the moment, really, could it? Could not be going more smoothly for us. We've had a 30/7 4 exit. Don't fall bet, thank you. Ace King holds. Nah, not in love with that turn. It's one we should bet with a higher frequency, I guess, but with our exact hand I don't think we want to be betting. And when he snap checks back, pretty sure we're good here. So we bet small to get value. I think we probably do. Don't think I'd be folding to a race because a race wouldn't make sense. I think you can have like Jack Queen, Jack 8, 8-7, lots of different stuff. I would take a similar line there and maybe want to raise the river. Not in love with isolating Jack 10 versus his stack depth. But I'm not in love with folding it either, so I guess we have to go with the ISO. I think we're probably going to go up some value here now on the river with our second pair. Not much been going on at the Filipino table. That was the one I thought maybe we get the most action at, but I guess we just haven't had many interesting spots. So there we go. We've got no hands going on at the moment, so I think we'll wrap this video up and start the recording for the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to get in the games, you can contact me via many methods beneath the video. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.